Yours. I don't know. Whoever wants it. There's a little one down there too.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a full one tonight already.
Get some rest.
Ready?
Feel better.
Yep.
See you Wednesday night, 7 o'clock here.
Yep.
See you
You
later.
got it.
Thank you.
All right, I'm called over to the Town Board meeting at the Town of Lisbon Town Hall on Monday, November 11th, 2019 at 6:37 p.m. Roll call, please.
Chairman Osterman.
Here.
Supervisors Domino.
Here.
Moonen.
Here.
And Plotecker.
Here.
Also present Administrator Gina Gresh and
Here.
Clerk Dan Green.
All right, we'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Item 3 is comments from citizens present. Anyone wish to make any comments? All right, item 4 is the consent agenda. Items listed under the consent agenda are considered in one motion unless a town board member requests that an item be removed from the consent agenda. We've got the October 28th, 2019 town board meeting minutes and the Quick Trip 3-lot combination certified survey map. Is there a motion on the consent agenda?
I'll move we approve the consent agenda.
Moved by Becky. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mark. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Item 5, approval of bills.
All right, tonight's check register, we have a total of $63,750.71. Top 5 expenditures, $26,250.43 for Kunkel, Engineering Group for Plan Commission reviews for Harvest, Preserve at Harvest Ridge, Hillside, the TID, Land and Boundary Agreement, and miscellaneous other town engineering. $13,035.58 to Premier Building Inspections for October contract services and meeting enforcement. $5,387.34 to Bierbicker and Associates for general planning, plan commission reviews, quick trip, site plan plans of operation, Newman subdivisions, and attendance at meetings. $2,856.84 Waukesha County Treasurer for third quarter police overtime. $1,776.50 to Kaleidoscope Graphics for fall newsletter printing. That's it.
Any questions or comments on the check register? Anyone ready to make a motion on the check register?
I'll make a motion to approve the check register as written in the net invoice amount of $63,750.71.
Moved by Mark. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Becky. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Item 6 is announcements and correspondence. I have a meeting schedule. Wednesday, November 13th will be the 2020 budget public hearing and special town meeting of the electors at 7 p.m. here at the town hall. And that is at the town hall this year, not at the fire station. On the 14th will be a plan commission meeting here at 6:30. And then on the 18th will be a park committee meeting at 6:30. November 20th will be a sanitary district committee meeting at 7:30, following the budget public hearing here at the town hall. The 25th will be the next town board meeting. The offices will be closed November 28th and 29th. And then December 5th will be a plan commission workshop at 6:30 at the town hall. December 9th will be the town board meeting. And on the 12th will be the plan commission meeting then at the town hall at 6:30. Does anyone else have any announcements or correspondence to note? All right. Item 7, department reports. Administrator report.
Just a couple of things for you. The monthly ACH auto pay report is in the packet for your review, and if anybody does have any questions on it, Deputy Clerk Natasha is here to answer any questions if you have any. Also, the preliminary audit was last week. Baker Tilly was here conducting their preliminary audit work, and they were impressed by how many positive changes we made over the last year in response to their audit management letter. They'll be back in February for the final audit, which will be ready by the April annual meeting, and our meeting is on the auditor's calendar already, so she will be here ready to go with the final report. And that's all I got.
All right.
2 more meetings left for the year for Town Hall.
2 more.
That's it. That's all I got.
All right, we have the building inspector quarterly report. It's It's in the packet here. Anyone have any questions on that? All right, Public Works Department report.
Hello. First of all, I'd like to say Happy Veterans Day. So get that out there. Thank you to them. But let's see, October. Unfortunately, yes, as you see, my top thing, we went out and plowed snow in October on Halloween. Yeah, doesn't happen a lot, but it did this year. So we got started early with winter events, and I do have to give big kudos to my guys for going through the trucks. Obviously, the time period was condensed to get this all ready because we saw the snow coming quite early. And we do always put them on the hoist and go through the trucks, top to bottom, front to back, prior to snow or winter. And knock on wood, I know I'm going to jinx myself, but we have had no engine lights, no blown hoses, and we've already been out for 4 events, so it's awesome. Now, granted, we'll probably blow a hose right away Wednesday morning, but either way, at least I just give them kudos because they did a great job, and we're really rolling really good out of the gates here. So we put the plows, wings, salters on the trucks through October. We apply a rust preventative to all the chassis on the trucks prior to winter. It just seals, kind of lubricates the chassis, and it keeps the salt and anything from sticking to it. We try to do that once or twice through the winter months. We ran our routes, marked them out, ran dry routes. Just, you get out there, you see it. It helps a lot when obviously there's snow. You kind of could see, well, it's snowing, it's snow. So we got everybody out there doing that. We did have some heavy rains in October, and we filled shoulders that washed out. We had Ashland come into town, and they trimmed down. We had half a dozen trees that were tied into wires that were dead, so we had them trimmed down, and then we took care of the rest. We fixed a rut, did a little paving project on Plainview Road. Some ditch work along Hickory. Continued to work at the compost site. It's been a little tight up there, and I apologize to anybody I've heard there's been some complaining, but we're at the mercy of Payne and Dolan, and we should be grateful they're giving us this property. So when they ask us to move, we gotta, humor them, and it is what it is. It's a little tight up there, but we'll make it through the end of the year here. So I attended my Waukesha County Public Works meeting on October 2nd. I had a budget workshop and 1 board meeting. I had a pre-con We Energies meeting for Harvest Ridge. Met with residents as usual with some stormwater projects throughout the town. We came in last meeting for the truck, so I had prepared the quotes and presentation for the new plow trucks that we ordered. Waukesha County Highway Department doing a twice a year department head meeting, so I attended that. It's a nice little thing, gets everybody together in the county for about an hour and just touches on things. So we had the new employee Nick, got him trained, gave him a little tour and all that good stuff, and he's working out really well so far with with his new plow route. We did have a new part-time plow driver, so got him trained up, and obviously I've been a little busier than normal, and that's why I apologize being dressed like this, but it was in at 2:30, so we were out plowing the day, and I was going to go home, but time just didn't permit to change. So I just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about the snow quick, because to see snow this early and consistently now, we have been still salting, but we're definitely being a little more conservative, because let's just say we stay in a trend like this and it goes through March or April, we're going to be in trouble, so we got to be smart right now. That's why if you get around town here, everything's plowed and scraped and totally passable, but you may see sections where you're going to drive in a subdivision or maybe even a main road where it's snow covered, it's just packed, hard packed, because we're not just laying it down, we got to be smart right now. We could have a drought in January and this could all moderate and even out, but you just don't know, and you can't. Personally, and like other communities are kind of on the same page, we're just being careful. Obviously, we would keep an eye on accidents and anything like that, but we really focus on hills, intersections, and curves. Salt those areas where you're going to potentially have the most dangerous area, and if we see some issues, we'll, attend to them, but I don't foresee there being any problem. It's going well. I just something for people to know that, it looks different than the years past. Well, you got to be smart, because you only get so much salt, and county and state gets priority to that stuff once we get to the end. And if all of a sudden we got to go buy it somewhere and it's out, you think it's slippery now. Imagine no salt, so we just got to be smart. So I just wanted to get that out there for you. If you guys are getting calls or hear anything, you kind of know what's going on. But guys did a great job. We've had, as far as I know, no accidents for these first 3 storms on our road. So kudos to them. We got a great crew. We are down a person right now, and I'm working really hard. If anybody knows anybody, so the guys kind of pick parts of a certain route, and we just team up on that at the end, and we try to zip in there and hit the hills and the trouble spots, and then we go clean it all up at the end. And it's worked out well. We haven't had any calls, but so kudos to the guys, because it's a lot more work for them when they got to stay a little later. But it all works out well. So just wanted to say thanks to them.
All right, any questions for Joe? Thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
All right, supervisor reports. Anyone have anything to report?
Nope.
No. All right. We have no unfinished business. We'll move on to new business. Discussion and introduction of the updated Town of Lisbon job descriptions and employment handbook.
What is doing that? That's my ears. So we've got the draft handbook in your packet along with the updated job descriptions.
We're getting feedback going.
Yeah.
Turn it down a little bit.
That was my ears.
No, I've been hearing it too.
Okay, so I've got the updated draft handbook in your packet for your review. I do not expect any kind of action on that tonight. So also included on top of your packet was the draft version that Becky's looking at right now, the redlined one. That's going to show you, yep, Joe's got it right there, what I moved where. A lot of the changes were putting things in the right order, things flowing better, combining some sections. A lot of it was attorney-driven with labor laws, FMLA, FSLA, making sure the complaint or grievance process was updated. We had to add some policies that were adopted since this was last worked on. We've got the computer policy, travel policy. We've got a couple other things that we've changed, like the opt-out payments. That's now updated. However, with the Horton Group, they're helping me put together that benefits manual. So all of the benefits with health, life insurance, WRS, those kind of things are going to be taken out of what you have tonight and put in its own separate book. So it's the only thing that's going to change from what you have in your packet tonight. So it'll make it like 2 pages shorter. So if you have any questions tonight, happy to answer them. Otherwise, it's a lot to go over. If you have questions as you read it, feel free to email them to me or call or come in. And so there's a lot to go through. But overall, not a lot overall changed as to what we do. In fact, I added policies of what we're doing. Really, the opt-out thing was the latest and greatest thing that changed. So, job descriptions too were reviewed by every staff member, every department head, myself, and Dan for putting. I cannot think today. Making sure things are consistent. Formatting. Thank you. Everybody's looked at theirs. Everyone's updated it as far as what they're all doing now. And those are also ready for your review. And then I figured we could review and approve everything, the handbook, the manual, and the job descriptions all in the December 9th meeting. So that gives you guys time to read stuff. Any questions?
I think this looks really great. It's not a question.
Thank you. Super exciting.
I could ask, does anyone else think this looks really great?
Yes. It took quite a while to work on, but we had a lot of versions to go through and sort through, and I got it though. It took a while. I said I'd have it done by the end of the year.
It's been 3 administrators and 10 years in the making, so.
I'm almost done. So close. Now it's up to you guys.
All right.
So yeah. So that's all I have
questions
for
or anything
that.
right now? All right, well, we'll review them and go over them at a future board meeting.
All right.
All right, so we have 3 parts to the next closed session that's coming up. We cannot enter into the last portion of the closed session until our legal counsel arrives. So we can address 2 of them right off the bat, and then when Jim gets here, we can move into the 3rd. So, discussion necessary action, enter into a closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statutes 19.95, parent 1, parent C, considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility. more specifically to review the administrator's performance and considering continuing closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statutes 19.5 parent 1 parent E, deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, invest in public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session, more specifically to discuss terms of an agreement and negotiations with the Bryan Corporation involving the possible sale of a portion of the town lands, formerly the Leeds property. And then once the attorney arrives, we'll be continuing closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statutes 19.85 parent 1 parent G, conferring with legal counsel for the governmental body who is rendering oral or written advice concerning a strategy to be adopted by the body with respect to litigation of which it is or is likely to become involved, more specifically, the Lisbon-Merton Cooperative Boundary Agreement and the existing boundary stipulation and intergovernmental cooperation agreement between the town of Lisbon and the village of Sussex. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
I'll make a motion to go into closed
Moved by
session.
Shadia. Is there a second?
Second.
Mark. All right, roll call vote.
Chairman Osterman,
Aye.
Supervisor Camino,
Yes.
Moonen,
Aye.
Flotecker.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0.
All right, we'll enter into closed session at 6:52.